That's 4.
No, it's 4 hours. Yeah.
I don't fucking know that.
Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, Dyslexic Gamer. Thank you all for coming back. Take a seat and take out your notebooks and doodle on some phalanx-like shapes. We are back. So, to carry on with our tabletop RPG series of Dark Heresy's mixed Inquisitorial Profiteers, our group of acolytes were sent into the subsystem of Mottengard in the Ultramenta Segmentum. They were sent to a planet called Santa Fe, a hive world, and in the main hive city of Agua Fria, they began their mission. After encountering a few of the local gangs and being assaulted by them rather early on, they continued on, learning a little bit more here and there as they went. Our group decided to explore the Underhive unsuccessfully, but with a bit of decent social interactions with a certain gang and a certain psyker member of the party. They gained some insight, and from there they found an abandoned communications array or communications substation down in the border of the Underhive and Lower Hive. After clearing it out and gaining some well-earned loot and equipment,
And T-posing on the gangers, because that's how we assert dominance.
and doing some pretty terrible things with ganger bodies.
That is more Mordecai.
Terrible,
or just, you know...
That comes later. They moved on.
Wait, he did
Following-
something before that?
You chucked a load of bodies in a room and just left them. It's like, fuck it, just chuck it in.
It's fine. Nobody cares, it's on their hive.
They had families, you bastard.
Yeah, well, so did we.
You do.
Well, we need money.
Fortunately, there was a clue there, and that clue was a damaged servo skull. With some work from Jenny, they were able to find the location of another Inquisitorial team, or the last living member of that team.
And she almost put us in the trash compactor.
She almost gassed them and serverized them, but fortunately, one of them was a Mechanicus member and understood the binaric message. They met Ceres Victoria Mantorus. Everyone will know her as Mantorus, except from Jenny. After that, most of the group went... Hang on, let me double check. I believe you went up. You didn't stay in the base for too long. You went up back to your accommodations in a pretty rundown hotel within the Lower Hive. But before you reached your old accommodation, you met Dodgy Dave and his equipment emporium. And there some of you got some new items, put in some orders, and made a contact. After that, you split up. One of you went to ingratiate herself more with one of the gangs, the Poison Kiss.
God, buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
Got me thick ass clap.
They also...
I miss you guys.
They also found out about the Acid Riot, another group of gangers, but in a kind of stalemate or pseudo-truce with the Poison Kiss over the middle hive section of this hive. No, the lower hive, sorry. The lower hive. Do I need this open anymore? No, I don't think I need that one. You got. After going and having a rather expensive meal well, the most expensive meal she's had on this planet that she had to pay for. Hang on a minute. Is it Liliana? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, just double
It is.
checking.
That shit was expensive. It was 20 thrones.
So Liliana went off with a ganger girl called Tiffany, and learnt a bit more information, and was told about a job. No. Did she go? No, sorry. She went off to speak to her boss. This is round about where we ended it last time. You're still kind of in that area. Some of the group returned down to their new base and began fortifying it, preparing up barricades, setting out positions to put defences once they are acquired, and checking to see if airlock doors could be used to act as a trap, basically. And one of the members decided that they didn't get any food, really, so maybe he should try to acquire protein. Using a Psychana trick, he did indeed manage to find a couple of rather gross-looking rodents, and
That's
struggling
quite a lot.
to find an area to cook said rodents, he decided that perhaps the bodies that they had left in the room would be the perfect kindling once he used his Sarkana tricks on them. After cooking the rats on the burning bodies of corpses with cloves, he then returned and fed one of them to one of his comrades and ate the other himself. We'll see
Don't
how
forget-
this goes.
Don't forget where he got them from, or where he said he got them from.
Well,
Gerbils from inside the servitors.
yes.
A lie so stupid. We had to believe it.
Oh yes, I remember this. Yes, unfortunately, the deception was believed. I believe.
He rolled a 2 to deceive.
But a massive negative. I don't think there was any way you would pass that unless you crit success, and you did.
Nuffle wanted it, so
So
Where is it?
after this,
Yeah, the sea.
they continued to fortify the area. But one of the group was not with either. She had returned to her job, and she learnt at the Medicus outpost, connected to several small manufactorums. That's the word I'm looking for. Not forges. Small manufactorums that build essentially some parts for the hive. Some of the larger manufactorums would make solid projectile weapons. There was an accident. Something happened, and a lot of injured were brought in. Fortunately for some, Jenny was there, a trained medicus, a trained chirurgeon. She was able to lend some serious assistance to the wounded there. Unfortunately, she did not notice some of the extra damage done. Someone has definitely gone blind. But she did save some.
It's fine.
But at the same time, she also learned that one of her quote-unquote colleagues within the Medicus outpost
More like moving obstructions.
was doing a horrendous job and was...
Implying he was even doing a job.
Yes. But Time passes. For those of you underground, you are underground for the night. You make yourselves as comfortable as you can. If you need water or things of that nature, I'm sure your Mechanicus ally next door might be willing to assist you in that.
Hey, neighbor, can I have some sugar? Beep, boop.
Can I have some more gerbils? They tasted quite nice.
Oh, the binary will come out. For
I like how I'm not the only one hated anymore because you guys keep talking about gerbils.
No,
Well-
you're still on the shit list. He's climbing.
higher and higher.
No, like I said, I like how I'm not the only one anymore.
For Liliana,
Yeah.
you end up staying, drinking for some time with the Poison Kiss girls. Can you please remove another 20 thrones?
I think I did remove 20. Actually, it was 40 thrones because it was 20 for me and 20 for her, didn't I?
Yep.
Check the gear.
There's another 20 as you sit and drink with the Poison Kiss girls. You spend the
Another
night.
one?
Yep. You spend the night
I
as.
thought it was just me and Tiffany.
Oh no, Tiffany
Crap,
has been called away, but she made sure that the implication was that you were to stay here and that she would return. I think that's the right word. It may be wrong. My brain is very tired. And the other girls there basically went, fine, okay, you're buying. This being a good opportunity, you went along with it.
Yeah, I'll pay. Fuck it.
Over the
There goes
night,
60 thrones.
you drink and you hear stories. You talk to the girls of the Poison Kiss. You get names. You get details. A number of them on this section, at the very least, know who you are. This may assist you later on. Who knows? What you do learn is that a large number of the Poison Kiss gang aren't actually gangers. They're manufactorum workers, they're cooks, they're cleaners, they're every and any job they take upon themselves. And they pay a small stipend to the Poison Kiss to ensure that they aren't harassed, they aren't attacked, and that they can stay in safe areas. You also, at the same time, learn that although they don't allow men into the Poison Kiss, many of the girls do have husbands and children and families. The men are still looked after, but they're not welcome. They still help the Poison Kiss because they are, well, partnered with a girl who is affiliated with them. Their work, their pay, weekly pay, goes into the pot, all the same as hers. For the most, well, yes, for every part of the Poison Kiss. And it does seem as if their area is far more stable than the other areas within the hive. And wherever the Poison Kiss try to take territory, it's always subtly, it's always very slow. They'll move in a brothel, a high class or a higher class than what's around, but they'll take in the girls around there and bring them into the fold. Basically getting along with all the law enforcers and all the manufactorum owners on that floor. Not just gaining power through fear and through pressure, but through subtle manipulation. At about 11 o'clock at night, as the drinks are starting to slow, Tiffany walks through the door. She seems agitated, and as she comes over to the bar, she takes a amasec. She doesn't look at you to pay for this drink. The bar woman goes over to a decent bottle, You haven't seen anyone else drinking it this evening, and pours Tiffany a large amasec. She drinks it in one, and turns to you. Oh, I see you're still standing. It looks like you ingratiated yourself quite nicely. Are you sure you don't want to lose the dead weight and join us?
Oh, my dear, like I told you before, they're still useful. I'm not asking for them to be part of the poison gang, just that they can help me.
Well, you've done well. Everyone seems quite happy here. And you did help out earlier, and we had such a lovely meal. I have a job and a problem. And I've been given permission to seek outside help. I'd rather not use the muscle that we normally use, as it would cause problems. So I'm willing to offer it to you. The first is the job. That would be to collect fungus samples, growing matter down in the underhive. We have a contact who requires such samples to assist in making certain drugs for us. Things to stimulate our clients and perhaps help us when we do need an extra little bit of power.
I see. Well, we can certainly do that for you. I can see why we couldn't help you, and with the help of the dead weight that helps me, we can do this quite easily.
The second. I want you to kill 2 Arbites for me. He smiles as the glass of amasec is refilled. We think that they're working for the acid rot. The acid riot.
Oh.
We're not entirely
Okay.
sure, but
So what you're telling me is that corrupt Astartes are working for the acid rot. So you see, at least to me, they're no longer Astartes, they're just regular people.
Arbites.
What is
I was
this
about to say-
here?
Oh,
What?
sorry,
Where did
I
he
meant-
go? Fuck.
Sorry,
Fuck
I meant
yeah,
Arbites.
we're screwed.
I meant Arbites.
Actually, to be fair, they're actually not as strong as you'd think.
Yeah,
Only
but
in
I'm pretty sure
tabletop.
they'd still just...
Once the
especially
GM
with,
drops an Astartes on you, you'll be like, ah!
You'll be hiding behind the psychers that you need to protect.
Liliana's gonna say, the first part should be quite easy. The second one may take a bit of time, but
That's understandable.
we can probably do it. Liana never stops smiling the entire time. She's always, giggly and uppity. So even when she says for me to kill Asad, she's still like, okay. Her face isn't as happy. She looks like she's more serious and thinking, but she never drops the smile. But she goes like, and where do these Arbites operate?
Well, that's going to be part of your problem. They mainly operate on the top of the lower If a manufactorum up there is damaged, then they will investigate. If a minor high level manufactorum leader is killed mysteriously, they will investigate briefly. If you can get up into the middle hive, then a number of crimes will at least garner the attention of them for a brief moment. More serious crimes like robbery of a... She smiles. Of, let's say, a hospital or a Adeptus, that's what I'm looking for. Any Adeptus Ministorum, any Adeptus, well, the main groups up there.
Out of character, girl, you suggesting heresy?
She's only saying where they can be found at the moment. She's implying heresy, but she's not outright stating it. Or there are, again, other ways. But you must, there are, from as far as we can tell, 3 Arbites who work the beat. As a normality. There are others from time to time that come in and assist. There are others higher up. But the lower and middle, it seems to be more often than not just 3. And we would like 2 of them killed. She smiles really toothfully as she takes another shot of Amasek.
How many teeth has she got?
She's actually got a full set of teeth, but a couple of them are silver.
Where the hell did she see those?
There's people who'd pay good coin for that.
She's got that bling, you know. Yeah, Liliana's gonna go like, well, if we can figure out the beat they go through and what they usually do, we can probably ambush them and take them out. Liliana's gonna look around. This is a poison kiss bar, right?
Yeah.
And she's speaking this out loud, so Liliana is less worried about saying this out loud, and she's gonna like, yeah, we can probably do this. Again, like I said, it may take some time. Is there a timetable you need this, or?
Oh, well, we would like the first one doing quicker, a few days, is acceptable. The Arbite problem, you can take weeks over it. We won't give you anything until the job is done. We can, at the very least, give you the name of the loyal Arbite, who we don't want hurt. If you can somehow frame someone else, get another gang to do it, then letting him find out which gang did it would be more beneficial to you and us.
Liliana stops to think a little bit. Very well. And what is the name? Can you give me the name of these Astartes?
Arbites.
Sorry, Abites.
That's
Jim,
okay.
Jim,
Sorry.
you're clearly in the Deathwatch mindset. Do you want to slay some heretic Astartes?
Sorry.
Maybe loyal
It's
Astartes.
fine.
Astartes just comes. Yeah, sorry. Abites.
I'm probably going to say his first name wrong, so I will post it.
Okay.
Don't hurt Romea Fawn. He's the loyalist out of them at the very least. We don't have any ties to him, but
I got some names I'm familiar.
Very well. I'll take out Romero. We won't take out Romero. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Romeo.
The other one? Very well. I think I actually might have access to some. The other stuff things for a little bit. Yeah, I think this shouldn't be too hard. Very well.
Don't give a hypos. Jeez.
So-
How much is an emisac shot, by the way?
as you agree to it, there's a slight nod to the bartender, and a glass is placed in front of you with a shot of Amasec, and you see that hers has already been refilled. She takes the glass and raises it. Well, her glass.
I'll take one, the one that they were poured for me, and I'll raise my glass too.
She gestures to clink glasses together. Well, let's hope that you're as successful as you were last time.
Oh, I hope so too. I still like those boots. I'll clink and down the shot.
I think that's not even a food fetish at this point, it's a boot fetish.
She laughs.
Just the way Liliana, it's just the way of Liliana speaking to her. Okay, leave me be.
She laughs heartily, and although nothing happens, you do end up staying there the night. More drinks are brought out, and some other foodstuffs, and you don't seem to have to pay for anything else that comes out. Although not many other of the gang girls join in. A couple of the... So she's classed as a heavy. She's a modified heavy because she's named, but she is a heavy. So others like her. So think of them as like the head enforcers of that area. As the night goes on, more of them seem to come in, and you meet other enforcers of other areas within this hab block. And
Okay.
you end up sleeping quite drunk on a couch on the bar. In the bar. No, you get to sleep, but everyone basically crashes out in the bar after it's locked.
Yeah, it's just that. Is there any other way to sleep? Okay, first mission is clearly for Ceres.
So, can you also give me a willpower check, please? I'm going
Here we
to
go.
say it's because this is Dark Heresy and you're drinking, you're very drunk. I'm gonna say it's a plus 50. You aren't an untrained, an unsanctioned psyker. You are
Plus
trained.
50?
Plus
Oh.
50.
Oh,
Oof.
no.
Oh,
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 no.
No,
no.
plus.
50.
Plus.
Oh, no.
Oof.
I mean,
Plus 50. My target
It's-
became 99. I'm quite happy.
It's a... If you're an untrained psyker, I would bring down the plus, but it is also drinking. It's not, you're not under duress, or it's just making sure that you can keep that control. And isn't it on doubles that it... No, that was not psychic
Yeah,
thing.
That's
only
only
on
for focus
casting.
powers.
Yeah.
This is Cassie. Yeah. And
So-
even so,
I
I got
just imagine
16.
like Liliana in like Shazam trailer, she's going drunk for the hive, and your cogitator is charged, smite, and your cogitator is charged, smite.
I think I think Liliana has more respect for the machine than you might think. But
No, it's more of the invigorate, isn't it? You're really pissed, and I'm really pissed. Let's just invigorate and then let out a little psycho fart. Oh dear.
You gotta
Zinch
charge
came
the
out.
gerbils.
gotta judge the
Just
show.
the gerbils.
I fucking give up. I'm retired. That's it. I'm retiring Jenny. That's
As
enough.
As the night goes on, Jenny, it was too far for you to go back to the base or even back to the hab. You stayed in the Medicae outpost, Medicae Center, and you may get 4 hours of solid rest before the alarms go yet again. As you awaken bleary-eyed, looking around, you can see nurses beginning to wheel in yet more casualties. Can you please give me a, I believe we said a perception test and then a Medicae test.
Give me a moment. I need the right music.
And these will be flat. There'll be no bonuses at this time.
Yeah, but Medicaid perception, so superior chirurgeon.
You've spent your XP well.
I did. I really did.
Hold up, you need a Kyrogen song? Give me a sec, I have the perfect song for you.
I'm playing the Doctor House theme.
I have something better.
I love House.
It's a great show.
And a perception test, please.
That was Medicaid perception.
Good point. Yep. Okay. Then can I get a Medicae intelligence?
Okay.
Here you go, Yasina. It's on Dark Heresy.
I'm good at looking, but nothing else, apparently.
So, Jenny, as you awaken bleary-eyed,
Tired.
you begin looking at the casualties who have been brought in. 2,
God damn it, Jim.
3, 4, 5, 6. The number just keeps increasing, and as you go over and begin a more detailed inspection, those who have been brought in are writhing in pain, crying out and screaming. As you look, you can see that there has been some sort of pressurized corrosive material that has sprayed. You don't have time to think about what caused this. Something is eating away at these poor individuals' flesh. As they're being brought in, you can already see the clothing begin to melt away. You quickly go over and grab the medical supplies needed. With 1 degree of failure,
6.
Please.
Oh no, that's failure. Shit.
please roll me a 1d10. Should have put a plus on that, but let's see how Nuffle treats
4.
him. 4 people die under your care as you attempt to cut off, as you attempt to dust them off with a anti-corrosive Medicae powder. They do have them in the Imperium. I just can't remember what they called it in the books now. You spray on the powder, being more liberal than perhaps you should be. You've only just woken up, and you're taking in a lot of information.
Nurse recap.
The nurse doesn't have time to get you recaf, as the first 10 have been treated, and you have just about managed to dress their wounds, cut off the clothing that was still protecting their skin. Another 10 are brought in. This time these
60%.
Oh, actually, yeah. I won't use your other ones. Do another perception and intelligence, please.
It's fine. For now, I have 60% success rate. That's for fuck's sake. I'm gonna. That's my last fate point, but I'm gonna fade that because that's bullshit. That's better.
And was that the perception one? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
perception one.
So as they are, okay.
Fucking, I bring those 4 back to life.
As you, as they bring through the next 10, wheeling out the previous 10 or pushing them into the corner so there's less room to move around and treat them, but they're still within range to receive more medical treatment. You look at these individuals. These individuals have massive lacerations, bits of metal that have clearly exploded and been turned into shrapnel from the blast. As you look over the worst of them, yeah, no, you succeeded on all of them. So, yep. So you're able to determine which ones are the most damaged. So you quickly attend them first. Now that you've woken up more on the adrenaline of excitement, more rather than fear or apprehension, you are more with it and you perform your duties admirably. You don't lose any of your patients. You're able to save all 10. And as you go through from the worst to the least, 3.5 hours have passed. You haven't had much sleep, and as far as you can tell, no other Medicae has come to assist you. Can you please roll me? I believe it's toughness. And no, we'll just say a flat toughness. It's not that of an exhausting day.
Oh shit, apparently it is.
Okay. So, you gain 3 levels of fatigue. No,
Oh, God.
2 levels of fatigue, sorry. Was it... No. Semi-automatic.
That's 1 per 2. That's what? 3, 4 fields? So yeah, that's
2.
2.
Almost. You gain 2 fatigue as you feel drained. You just feel tired. No one has assisted you, but one of the nurses does at this point where you finish up the last, or are just finishing up the last of the patients. A recaf is brought to you, and she does give you a nod of recognition, and there is a look in her eyes of like, you know, they only took 4 out to the morgue. She is, or at least the nurses are very impressed.
The recap actually removes a level of fatigue.
But is this recap or is this narrative recap?
That's probably
No,
I was going totally narrative
no,
recap.
it'll be normal recap, so you can remove one of the fatigues as you sit down for a moment, perhaps on the cot that you were sleeping on, maybe a chair.
The
and
cumulative penalty to toughness test taken from consuming additional doses of recap is -20 instead of -10.
Jesus.
Damn, you can get addicted to recap quick.
Well, yeah, it's caffeine.
Yeah, it's coffee, dude.
I mean, it's harder to get addicted to actual stimulants than goddamn coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coffee. In
Coffee.
fact, 90% of the world is addicted to coffee at the moment.
I am.
Coffee is insanely addicting. It's like one of the most addicting things.
I've been drinking coffee since I was 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Show off.
You have a really bad coffee habit.
I do.
The stream can see the size of my cup. I fill that bugger with coffee multiple times.
I don't want to know the size of your cup.
She's a big one.
Oh, yeah, but it's not one of the big Sports Direct ones.
No, it's not one of the huge, gigantic. It's about a cup. It's about a cup and 2/3. So, Jenny, as you sit down and sip your recaf, and just take a moment to look over the patients. You do get a sense of accomplishment looking over, although they are in pain. You've not been given the greatest supply of the worst painkillers, but you have some that you are able to give out to those who needed it most. It is about 3:30 was the first lot. And then, hang on, did I say it was 3.5 hours for all 20, or was it the first 10? I think it was the first 10.
I think you said it was for the first 10.
Okay, yeah. So, at least... Hang on a minute, I probably should have done that the other way around. So, overall, it's about 6:30 in the morning as you're sat there drinking your recaf. You can attempt to get an extra hour or so of kip before starting work here again.
I will try, yes. This is just a little power nap. Mechanicus power nap.
Are you gonna plug yourself into a gerbil?
Nah, that's it. I'm retiring, Jenny. Fuck that. I mean,
Set the
done it.
gerbil free.
Perception test as you're asleep.
Notice it's a gerbil.
I would actually like a perception test as you try to sleep. There is a -10 for your fatigue.
For being asleep.
No, that's for your fatigue. And then there's a -10 because you are sleeping. So this
Okay,
is
so it's
hearing.
actually 10 less target. Yeah, my target's 13.
You don't hear. As sleep takes you for an hour, you just fall deep into sleep. You don't hear the noises. You don't hear anything. But in the morning, one of the nurses comes in and shakes you on the shoulder and awakens you.
Be mugged.
Is it
By a gerbil.
always this busy here? Is it always this busy here?
Well, no, not normally, no. I'm sorry, Medicus. Some of your patients passed in the night. We think they were the worst of the injured, but these things happen, I'm afraid.
How many?
5 in total.
Acceptable losses.
Acceptable losses of the 60% of the squad.
That's almost 50%.
10% to go.
It's still an amazing job what you did. For you to have saved 11 souls for the God King is incredible. It really is something that we're all amazed by. The shock or the weakness of the patient is probably more to blame than your skill.
I would like to know where my so-called co-workers were in the meantime.
You seriously wanted the help from that coworker? The one that was going
No,
around
I'm
killing
talking
people?
about actual fucking medics. Because I can't be the only one that works here, you know?
Oh well, we do have another medicus on call at night. We just couldn't find him. You've met him. Sometimes we'll have...
Do you mean that incompetent idiot?
She looks down at the floor and... he's the only medicus who is willing to stay. Except from you, of course, coming down. And some other medicus do come from the higher up in the lower hives to apply their trade, as it were, or
I have seen mining servitors with more medical expertise than that idiot.
She gives a kind of knowing nod, but he is the only one who is willing to stay. We must
Very
work with
well.
what the God Emperor gives us, and we are
I
the...
am not blaming you. You do have to work with the resources assigned by the Omnissiah and the Machine God. Very well. What is on the agenda today?
She takes you through the first 2 hours of your day is just going over the wounded from last night, checking that the dressings aren't infected, the wounds aren't infected, and so on. Just double checking. After that, it appears as if you have some downtime and you're able to go into the staff cafeteria area. You can count yourself as eating your... Did I say you have to have 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day?
2.
2. Okay.
Two.
So you can count this as being one of your meals of today. And as you go in and you finish up your breakfast or lunch, you notice that another medicus comes in. And it's the incompetent one.
Stop it.
He comes in yawning, scratching, and sniffling. He then goes and gets a plate of food and sits down with a cup of recaf.
I just do not acknowledge his presence.
As you finish up your meal and you go back to your work, there are a few other patients in the medicus outpost where you go and check on them. You make sure that they're in good health and you fill out the paperwork for what treatment they would need to recover fully. This is something that you are perhaps is more of a routine to do when in a medicus outpost. Unfortunately, in a place this far down, these notes and treatment plans will probably go unanswered, but it's good practice for the mind and good to keep these skills sharp. And you do this, but you notice as you go around and check on a few other patients that others appear to be missing.
Patients?
Yes. These were not the ones from yesterday. These are other patients throughout the building. Some of them that you would have treated the day before, like the woman who was blinded. She is nowhere to be seen. And another couple of the patients that you treated are nowhere to be seen. You can't find them.
Where are they?
Oh, they passed away.
Oh, are these the ones?
Oh no, these they were from yesterday day. Out of the 10 or so that you treated, 5 may have passed. She goes over the notes. Oh no, 6. God Emperor, protect them. She makes the sign of the Aquila.
Okay, so these were the ones from the first explosion, is what I'm hearing, not the other one. Or am I just
The
confused?
one from last session.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's.
I guess those who have children will go to the Scholar Terrarium. I hope they have room to take so many children. I dread to think how many orphans have been made tonight, but how many you've saved is still truly admirable.
Hashtag guilt trip.
No, you can't eat a child.
Whoa!
We all know he
Whoa!
was thinking.
Okay, we all know what Waldo was thinking. He was thinking of cooking the child on top of the parent's corpse. You gotta get that progenitor smoking taste.
You do not deserve Jenny.
Wow.
You do not deserve her.
Yeah,
Mordecai, Mordecai dark, but he's not that dark. Christ.
You do not deserve my medical attention.
It's fine. We got a biopsionic. It'll all be good.
What?
I can't heal just yet.
Yeah, that was actually quite a far down one.
Not that far down, but not quite yet.
Yes, may the God Emperor protect those children. Hopefully they'll have better lives than, well, better lives than their parents.
They're gonna grow up to be commissars.
The parents are going to be
Take
turned
Niagara
into
and everyone
soylent
else.
green.
That's the Scholar Progenium. She said Scholar Terrarium.
They're the
Oh.
ones that become scions?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure they just become serfs.
Jenny,
Look,
intelligence
all,
test.
If all of the orphans go to Skull Progenium, then we're gonna run out of fucking serfs eventually, you know?
We're also going to run out of enemies to fight.
18.
So, Jenny, you're quite a learned person from your time within the Mechanicus and then training as a chirurgeon. You've met many individuals in your life and many Medicaid staff. Scholars are everywhere. They are not just the main ones. You know that most are funded by, well, if it is going to be a member of the Adeptus or a part of the Adeptus, they will have well-known scholars. Whereas sometimes, in certain circumstances, you'll have the Ministorum creating scholars to take in orphan children. They'll be funded that way. Sometimes it's a group of well-to-do and well-off individuals wanting to give something back. But many of them follow a certain name, a certain call. You've never heard of any Scholar Terrarium, but that could just be that you've never met anyone from one.
Is this your local scholar?
Oh, yes, it's, I believe it's run by a wealthy individual. He saw the need, to try and raise up certain citizens who he thought that the God Emperor may have a calling for. Thus, all of the orphan children from this part of the Underhive that go there, at least to be tested to mental faculties and such, Some of the children are. She looks down and there's a very dark and somber expression. Abused. It's not. Look at where we are. Not all can make it in, but those that do, I hope that good things come to them.
Jenny's just deadpan silent.
Dead inside.
I mean, she's gonna be if you mention fucking gerbils one more time.
You know it will happen, though.
You can be ready to.
What about gerbils?
Fucking be ready to have your medic walk out on you in the middle of a heart surgery.
Get ready for your medic to put a gerbil inside your heart. It's like, here, have one of these, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna go fucking full on TF2 medic on you. And I'm gonna trade your souls.
Pretty sure Dyslexic are the one trading souls, but okay.
Nah, I'm gonna sell your souls to the Dark City of Kamara.
I just want to be a
Pretty sure that's heresy.
Why did I get stuck with the goddamn weirdo tech priest and the two weird psychers and the guy that wants to
Hey,
commit the
I'm
other
only
high?
being a weirdo because they're being a fucking weirdos.
Most of Mordecai's weirdness has been secret so far.
It's fine.
So far.
So, Jenny. Would there be anything else you'd like to ask the nurse, or anything else you'd like to do in the Medicaid outpost?
No, I'm actually gonna call Mordecai. No, not Mordecai, because he's. I'm gonna call Darius. I know someone had a microbead on the team.
Mordecai.
Ah, fuck.
Also
Fine.
Liliana. But Liliana is currently
Getting
hungover
drunk.
in a bar.
I'm fine.
No, it's
I'm
morning
just gonna
now.
call.
It's morning now, Liliana. You're about at the time when this conversation happens. You're probably still asleep on a bar, but it's getting close.
You could call Albie.
But
I mean, he's not here, but he could have the box beat to me temporarily.
I'm. You know what? I'm just gonna call Liliana. Cause of the two, I suddenly tolerate her more than a gerbil man.
Dear Lord.
wow.
Overnight, there has been a dramatic personality change.
They really has go from the edgy jokes to the guy who prefer.
So, for those of you on stream, I'm not wanking, I'm not doing anything. I've had a massive amount of cramp come into my leg and I'm massaging it out. I know it looks dodgy, but it's not.
I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah.
We'll be back with you after a short ad break.
Did it.
Buy peanuts.
No, it didn't fix anything.
Peanuts. Bye.
No,
So
it,
the little
it
messages
fixed itself.
don't work.
It fixed itself good. The Discord was.
Is that
doing-
by penis or by peanuts?
Buy peanuts.
God damn it.
And now resuming the show.
Who are you trying to buy penises off? Disgusting. Slaneshi. So,
Jim probably Deldar.
honestly,
Dildar.
it is me.
So Jenny, as the rest of the day goes on, you'll essentially end up checking over the patients that you've already treated. Some minor wounds do come in, but they're so minor you don't need to roll a Medicaid test. Well, compared to the 30 patients that you've seen over the last few hours, it's simple work. You do end up filling out the some of the paperwork that will get filed off to the administratum. Just about death forms, you signing off that you were the Medicaid that treated them for their censuses.
I still would like to call Liliana.
Sure, you can do that. As you call Liliana for the first time, there is no... Well, actually, I should give you the chance. Liliana, give me a willpower check. Probably a -20, because I was going to give you another 2 hours. I was going to have you get up at like 10 at the sound of cooking food.
Yeah. Hey, -20. Here we go. Nah.
Sadly, you just don't wake up. Jenny, you can't get in touch with her right at this minute, but you could try again later on. Would you try and phone anyone else, or would you just...
Fine, I'm phoning the gerbil man.
Brilliant.
Don't answer. Don't answer.
Hello?
So,
Jenny, where are you?
at work, dealing with a, how do you say, waste bin fire.
Oh, trash fire.
Yes. Apparently, the local manufacturers are prone to explosive malfunctions.
Ah, that sounds...
And compounding by the fact that I am the only competent medicus working this outpost.
So I take it your day's not gone well.
Day and most of the night.
Oof. Sorry to hear that.
I think I may be becoming addicted to recaf.
Well,
Nice.
I didn't think Mechanicus could get addicted.
Why?
Just assumed you replaced all the relevant bits with technology?
While this may be true of some, I did no such thing. I am still mostly biological.
Okay, well. I'll make sure to cut you off if your addiction gets too strong, I guess?
Mister, if
I'm not gonna
anyone
say.
is going to be doing cutting off of things, that's usually my job with a scalpel.
Just Mordecai, like, visibly and kind of that sort of wincing you can feel across the phone.
So, how are the preparations going down there?
They're going well. We've cleared a good chunk. Stayed out of the way of our friend, and I even made some food for me and Ezio. Yeah. It's amazing what you can scavenge down here.
If you are about to tell me it's small rodents, I am going to reach through the Vox network and strangle you.
Funnily enough, it was rodents.
Do not finish this sentence, please.
I'm not sure that it was meat. Fresh meat.
Did you at least cook it properly?
Yep, over a raging fire.
I am not sure if raging fire is an optimal cooking solution.
When you're dealing with meat down here, do you really want to be cautious about it?
A charred meat has less nutrient value.
And less chance to make us sick.
That's not really how this works.
Now, next time you can cook for us. Get the
Over
prime
my
nutrient.
dead body.
Just he kind of mutters under his breath, kind of inaudibly something, and then just like, so are you coming back anytime soon?
That is a good question. The influx of patients has appeared to have ceased. So, I do believe I will be coming down there. If for no other reason than to be finally free of breathing the polluted air with the same idiot who claims to be a medicus.
I mean,
Hey!
I
Frid-
have seen mining servitors with more medical expertise than this idiot. And that is saying
yeah.
something.
remind me to never let you watch me try and be a medic.
I am pretty sure you would still be more competent than him.
I could probably cauterize a wound pretty well.
I doubt he can even do that properly.
Ugh. So,
I
They-
suppose I will be seeing you soon.
see you soon. Do you want me to cook you up some food?
No, thank you. I have eaten.
Some recaf?
I think I will be fine for the time being.
Okay. See you soon, I guess.
Click, disconnects.
That did sound like a really realistic phone conversation too, so
Yeah, it was just like a, whoa, why are you calling me?
Because she's so human and she needs interaction.
No, I can give her interaction, all right.
Oh boy.
Disgusting.
Need I point out again my comment about scalpels?
I mean, give Mordecai a few more corruption points. He might be into that.
I think that'd come under insanity. So,
Both is good.
So, about 2 hours pass since your phone call with Mordecai. Leanna, you're awoken by the smell of cooking meat of some type. As you awaken, you can see that the other girls who didn't have to work or do anything this morning, afternoon, have all awoken. They've all stirred, bleary-eyed, holding heads. Some of them rush quickly to a nearby toilet area. But you would notice that as you sit up, kind of wipe the sleep from your eyes, that a meal is placed in front of you. And most of the girls who end up sitting up and not needing to be sick, a meal was put down in front of them. You can class yourself as having your first meal for free.
Okay. I will thank whoever gave me the food.
Oh, well, we should thank you for spending all those thrones, as she walks off. Kind of gives you a wave as she walks off with a couple of plates of food in her hand that she's passing off.
And then I will wave back. Then she's gonna put the same hand on her head, go like, "Ow!"
Oh, hi there.
And she's gonna go eat.
General Kenobi.
I wonder what would be good hangover medicine in 40k.
Hair of the dog still applies for the lower class citizens, as medicine's still quite expensive. There are a number of medicines that you can have
Wedge
that will
it.
clear it.
Be a man, wedge it.
Recaf. Do it.
grind always helps.
No, you just you wedge it. You wedge it like a true son of the Emperor. It works!
Big, greasy breakfast.
I mean, that does help. And you would look down and see that you do have what appears to be fried grox meat, along with some other oils that have been placed in. You have a piece of bread next to you that appears to be cut in half, and the inside of. So basically, you're given a bread roll, is what I should have said. It's been cut in half and fried on the bread sides.
It's the Custodes body oil brand.
And there'll probably be like a mash of some type.
I'll survive. If I have to later on, I will cast
Revigorate.
Invigorate, yeah, on myself.
Somehow I don't think that's gonna end well, but do it anyway.
I mean, you remove fatigue, so technically I should be fine. But for now, just eat and drink whatever they give me.
You probably would have gained 1 fatigue yesterday through your drinking, but it would have been gotten rid of from your sleeping, you know. So it's not, you know, you haven't walked out pissed. Oh, actually, I probably should have got you. Now let's have your roll of toughness just to see. How drunk were you last night? For every other degree of failure, you'll get a fatigue, but you'll get one
God.
just for drinking.
Is this about to become 40k Vegas?
So you get 2 fatigue, but 1 is immediately gotten rid of through your sleep. Yeah, no, that's right.
It is acceptable. I can keep my composure even though I'm drunk, but I still get tired. So.
Yeah, you wake up today with 1 fatigue, basically.
Yeah.
It's
Performance issues, 1 in 5.
It's up to you how you want to spend your day. If you want to head down towards your base or check in with your comrades.
Actually, how much is a recap?
I think it's a throne. So down.
Recap is 5.
It's
5,
the
isn't it?
lowest available.
Is it 1 or
Yeah.
5?
Damn!
5?
5
No,
for
yeah.
a recap.
I'll toughen it out then. I'm not gonna spend 5 thrones.
You can get daily prayers for 1 throne if you want.
Nah, I'm good.
They're prayers written on edible and nutritious paper.
Oh.
And you know, if you throw them away without actually praying, the fucking Ministorum guy is gonna find you. And he's gonna make sure you fucking repent.
Make sure you pray and eat your vegetables.
I'll be fine. I'll just
I
eat.
mean, I don't think she's getting vegetables.
I'll eat, say goodbye to the ladies, and I'll go down to the forward base, to our base, because I just found ourselves some jobs to do. And I'm pretty sure one of those jobs will actually help our neighbor. So
They will be very proud.
And cut the middleman, or a woman in that case.
nah, I'm not gonna cut Tiffany out.
Oh,
Just
I
cut
mean,
her boots off.
you don't have
Fine.
to. We can.
Yeah.
No,
So
we're not gonna do that because that's good for us.
you head back down to your base. It's about like 10:30, 11 around that time. Once you've eaten your breakfast, maybe had a wash in their bathrooms, like, you know, washed your face and things, said hello to those who can just about remember your name from last night. We go back. So Ezio this morning is not feeling very well, and he glowers at Mordecai as he rushes off to the toilet. Mordecai, please
He
roll
knows.
me a toughness test with a -20.
Can I roll
Oh.
willpower instead?
Boy.
No, this is toughness. Is
I cast Force Barrier inside
I'm-
my anus.
I mean, fuck you!
Oh my god!
so
Nuffle wants it.
so Mordecai,
That's an
For-
irony there.
for this test, I'm gonna say that we'll
I
give it a
already got
crit. We'll give it a
Mordecai.
crit, because it's not Normally I'd say roll a 1d2 and we'll see if you do it. But I think for this, I'll give you the crit. With 3 degrees of success, you feel your stomach rumble a bit. Maybe there's an odd knot there. Maybe you let out a little fart that you were holding in, just like, ooh.
It's like, oh,
No,
that
that's okay.
smells like the psychic fart I let out when catching these things.
You let out a what?
For fuck's sake.
But your stomach does hold. Ezio is not by any means suffering from the Deli Belly or Montezuma's
God
revenge. He just has a bad stomach.
I'm sorry, what? Deli Belly Montezuma's.
The brown rain, dude. Many
What
descriptions.
does it have to do with Montezuma, though?
That's the Mexican version.
Mexican, yeah. Like the bad Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Someone will call you.
Montezuma's revenge.
He was pleased. He was pleased with me. He never came knocking on my door, but I met a few people who he did.
Love it. I love it
I'll be
intensely.
right back.
I've just realised I've got a square of pixels out on my screen, like it's right in the corner. So I've only just noticed it. Oh well, never mind.
Oh, I can't. I went to look on stream. I was like, wait, no, you mean actually on your screen?
Yeah. They're. Oh, hang on a minute. No, that can't be right. Because why can I see my mouse when I put my mouse on it? What the fuck? Oh. No, it's attached to my. I don't know.
What?
Tech
Something.
heresy.
Yeah, some tech heresy is going on with my screen. It's only like 1/8 of one of the squares on the map, so it's not, and it's right in the corner, so it doesn't. I just noticed it, and it's weird. But I'll sort that out later. There is a bit of a foul smell and a much fouler look as Ezio emerges from the bathroom. 10 minutes later.
Let me see if I understand this. As soon as I get to the base, Ezio's screaming in the bathroom. There's a deathly smell around Mordecai, and is that what I'm getting?
No, sadly not. They didn't drink last night, so this is happening a few hours before you even awake.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you three technically have the morning when you're down in the base. What would you want to do with your day? You have fortified it as well as you can. You've gone over and marked out areas that you can stand, and Ezio has pointed out a few ideal locations for some more heavier artillery and explosives.
We're getting some artillery down here? Holy shit.
Well, he put like a multi-laser turret, and it's like,
Wait, I don't remember this. What?
no,
There's a lot of shit on
he
the
writ
map.
it. He writ it down on the. I'll bring us over to the map. On the hive
Have you not
tunnels.
seen the map?
I think it's this
I-
one.
There's a fuck ton on the map now.
Fuck's
Current
sake, we have a
spot,
multi-laser
such
and
a
no
turret.
one told me.
You don't have one. It's just
Fucking
written
no, it's
down.
not even heavy weapon emplacement. A melter gun emplacement somewhere.
That was it. Melter gun and
Jesus
heavy
Christ,
bolter.
Albie.
But yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. When you
How'd
can
go for
afford
heavy
it.
flavors, because that
It's not even-
1d6 auto hits.
It's not even melter or heavy bolter. It's melter and heavy bolter.
Back, I'm sorry, why do we have melters and heavy bolters? I mean, I approve.
These are the things that Ezio has pointed out would make your base far more strategically protected and overall secure.
Are the circular areas mines?
Yes.
Because they feel like mines.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Jesus,
You know.
you placed a whole fucking gauntlet over here. Also, this side is utterly unprotected.
So you guys do have access
this
now to
is-
all the doors. So if you think that looks like a door, you should be able to move it.
Oh, sweet.
Also, I propose we put a chimera over here, or like the what's it called, the forklift
Taran-
sentinel,
The
so we can
tarantula
just
turret.
drive it out.
So the only place you can have doors are on the areas of the map where there's a little recess. The emergency shutters don't appear to be working. So the little ones,
These ones.
yeah, those ones won't work at the moment.
Aw.
Perhaps with some tinkering, they may become operational again. But all the big doors in this area you have access to, and you should be able to move at your leisure, kind of.
You know what I really want to do?
Hmm.
Blow open this goddamn door. Because goddamn it, I'm really curious what's behind it.
The door with the dent in.
Yeah. The outward facing
No,
dent.
that's the door that's marked "Don't open, Narlock inside."
Yeah, that's why I want to open it. I want to see a Narlock.
I mean, do you want a Narlock to be the last thing you see? Because that's how we get a Narlock to be the last thing you see.
Turns out there's just a nest of Tyranids behind that door.
Don't activate my PTSD. Goddamn.
Suddenly, you hear lick lick
Oh,
skittering through the vents.
So, what would you guys want to do with your morning? I mean, you can go off and do whatever you'd like. Ezio would probably say for now that he's going to stay behind. He might catch you up later on, depending on where we end the episode off.
Just place him here
Yeah.
for the remainder.
There you go.
Just in the toilet.
I'd like to make.
He does say what sounds like a native swear word to his country when he looks at you, Mordecai, but then he kind of and goes back over to the toilet, just in case. You never know if it's going to be a fart or something worse.
I just go over to Darius and go, you know what's wrong with him today? He seems in a right foul mood.
I don't know, because he ran from his bedroom all the way up to the little corridor, ran into your room just to glare at you to run back and go to his toilet. Because this is his room.
I feel like something isn't agreeing with him down here, and he's blaming me for it.
Maybe it's the food, but you seem alright, so
Yeah,
maybe not.
I'm fine. Those gerbils weren't off.
Oh boy.
That reminds me, you took the gerbils out of it, so are they still running, or...
I don't know. They were shut down at the time.
Why?
God. This little fucker was fried over a human corpse.
Not over one human corpse, over fucking 12 of them.
At least it wasn't
God.
7 of them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because then you'd definitely be a heretic.
You can investigate the sewer grate if you want to see if it's still running, if it, what it's used for, if you wish.
This one?
Yes. It's quite easy to pull up. As you pull up the grate, you can see that it's clear underneath. There's no water running. There is detritus down there. There is things that have been pulled along and bits of wiring, plastic, small bits of metal. It looks as if some creature has tried to nibble it up to use as either food or perhaps a nesting area. But you place your hand down just to see. You do feel a slight wind blow. Air is moving down there.
So Tyranids are gonna come at us.
It is large enough for a man to fit down and crawl along.
Why did you-
Darius looks at you. What did you say?
Nothing?
You are Tyranids in your background. No, they are in
No.
someone's. Then you don't know about them. They're called the
I
Great.
was gonna say that was from that was an out of character comment.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
am also from a research.
Civilian
blog,
populations at best might hear
They
rumours
would,
about the
no.
Great Devourer. At best. But that's somewhere where they've had refugees come from, or they've had people.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
chaos is the great
all,
enemy.
Yeah.
all
Like,
are
I'm from a
welcome in the cult of the four-armed emperor.
I'm from a research planet, so probably the most I've heard is rumors.
It's not a planet, it's a space station.
Shh. Details. Doesn't matter.
Alright, I'm gonna clamber on down here.
Okay. As you climb down and look up, you can see some areas where there's light. Like you can look straight behind you, and you might remember that there's a grate down there. You can't really see any light coming through from the other side. It's just darkness. But you can definitely tell when you look behind you or to your right, you can see light.
Crap, I didn't actually buy it. The one thing I didn't buy was a fucking flashlight.
Flashlight.
I mean, don't worry, I have a flashlight.
I was
Stab.
really worried where that sentence was going for a moment.
Do you need
Yeah,
a room,
I'm-
Waldo? Because I can get you a room.
No.
He has his own dunce room, okay? Well, actually, Jenny's in there too, so I have medical expertise. Anyway,
And,
I'm gonna,
Anyway, swiftly moving on.
I'm gonna call up to Mordecai. Ask, do you have you don't have a flashlight on hand or anything?
Let me just check. I have a lighter, but that's about it. But I can make it brighter and use it
actually,
like
I
a
have my
flashlight.
I have my own lighter. Would he be able to do that if I turn on the lighter and Waldo makes it bigger?
Yeah,
Would it be
I
able
can-
to actually provide some light or a decent amount of light?
It would. So it wouldn't. A lighter on its own would probably give you one square of light around you, of clear light, and then another square of dim light.
Okay.
Waldo, Mordecai's psychic abilities could probably give you
think I can make
maybe
it up.
3 times what I said. So you'd get 3 squares of good light, 3 squares of dim light, and then 3 squares of no, what's it in D&D? You've got
It goes
basically you've got 9.
Light, dim, light, darkness.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll pull out the lighter. I believe it's like a fisherman's lighter or something.
Yeah, I've got the same one as well. I'm gonna cast.
Oh no, mine. I think mine was like a normal flip lighter, and yours is the fisherman's lighter. That's the one you bought from Dan. This is the one I found under a bed over here.
Oh yeah, because I bought the one I can just use anytime I want without
Yeah.
having to worry about fuel. So, do you want me to cast Manipulate Flame?
Gonna hesitate for a moment before. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do that.
This is where it all blows
Oh,
up.
I.
For me. Oh god.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. No doubles. It's fine. Succeeds. It's fine.
Oh,
I can
it's
make
supposed
it
to
up.
72.
I know. I
So
think
close.
I can. I can move it up to psi rating meters a turn and make it psi rating meters big or something like that.
Jesus Christ! Just make it a little bit bigger so I get like that triple light.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll come down with you.
Okay. Do it to your own lighter too.
2 men enter a dark, narrow, cramped passage with nothing but 2 lighters.
Listen, we're not in the Navy.
Let me just check something. Sustaining is okay. Yeah. I can sustain 2. We're good.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So you make your way crawling underground.
Why is there mines here?
Still.
Oh.
As you make your way along, it's kind of dirty down here. You're crawling along, and there are definitely some smells that don't exactly smell great, but you press on. You would notice that there seems to be a grease mark along the corner of the air duct. You imagine, Mordecai, that maybe this is where those rodents, they kind of hug the sides and crawl along, rather than walking down the middle of the air passage, of the airway. As you crawl further, it's still pretty much darkness as you make your way further along, crawling through. There's more detritus around here, but nothing particularly bad. You can just make out a faint light as you look round, as you see round a corner from where you are, Darius. As you make your way further up, you can see that the where the blast doors come down, on these larger doors at the very least, there appear to be metal grates that come through. They're widely spaced enough that those rodents could get through quite easily, but it does appear as this air duct has got some structural defences to stop people from just crawling under the blast doors. You could cut through them if you wanted, but you didn't see them towards the smaller doors.
Okay. I'd like to back up then and go. I think that's fine. That's not too bad, but I want to go back around it this way then. Check out these ones.
Yep. Mordecai, do you have to roll anything to sustain these two? No? Okay.
It's just I can sustain. At the moment, I can sustain 2, because they're half actions.
Cool.
So 2 of these. Can't really do anything else, but
It's narrative time, so I'll give you the movement with it. Because again, this isn't anything under pressure. You are taking your time. You don't have to rush. Darius, you can see that there aren't any gates under the smaller doors. But as you get closer, you do see something that looked like something technological. But you can see that there's detritus in the way. You can easily brush it to the side or crawl over it. But there does appear as if there was something there at one point. As you make your way further along to where the light is, and you look, well, down south, you can actually see that where you've come down and where the wind is just blowing through gently, you can see what looks like laser beams leading along this side of the door. Yeah. As the dust picks up, you can definitely see that there's a faint laser going there. It doesn't look high powered like a lasgun more like a targeting laser. If you ever spent time with a sniper or someone in your group who had one, and you'd blow low stick smoke along it.
So someone was using the less DACA setting.
Yeah.
It's like a tripwire, basically.
otherwise known as the Tau setting.
That's not how this works.
Right, okay.
That's not how
I'll keep that in
guns
mind.
work, Waldo.
You said I could cut through the one up here? How would I cut through?
You could if you had a cutting device or a plasma cutter or a manipulator claw could probably cut through it. There are a number of things that could.
Just steam on the server torch.
Possible. Quite possible.
No.
Move up
I
this.
would say for you to not start cutting things like that.
It might piss off our tech priest above us.
So
Yeah.
as you make your way further up,
Do you want to be the noisy neighbor?
Darius,
Mordecai, keep up.
you can clearly see that the one to your north has these larger. They have bars across them, but they're not as substantial as the large blast doors that you can see down the hallway to your left. When you look right,
Okay.
there are bars there. They've been bent to the sides slightly. Well, not slightly. You think you could squeeze through. But
Yes.
it definitely looks like whatever came or tried to come in, or you're not quite sure. You could give me a survival check or a... Ooh, I might have to look. Survival's probably the main... If you had an intelligence to do with animals, I would probably let you roll that.
No, fortunately, no. Tunnel fighting is my regiment either, so I can't do Imperial Guard instead. Yeah, it would have to be survivalist, I take it, and I've got a negative to that. So.
Darius, what did that?
Oh god!
You have fuck all clue, apparently.
So Darius, as you kind of look at the way the metals
Gerbils.
bend and the way that it comes through, maybe a large one of those things that you ate. Maybe.
I didn't even.
No, that you're looking over it. You're looking over at Mordecai. Maybe a large thing.
Oh.
You don't see any other clues of, and you don't really know animals, especially not on this world. So it's kind of your only real guess would be a big one of those.
I would say if I got 100 there, I would definitely say like, it was the gene stealers. They're breaking into the city again.
What's a gene stealer? That
Yeah, I've no idea what did this. We could potentially squeeze through, or we could squeeze through. You could say.
I might. Yeah, if it takes too much fiddling, I might just let the fires die for a second to do it. But let's keep going. I want to know where this goes.
Right. We either check this place out, or we can continue up and make sure there's no more of these bent bars. But I believe so far this is the only one I've seen.
You're the guardsman. I'll go with your gut.
All right. I'm going to prepare ahead of time in case we alert anything. So I'm taking out the hack shotgun and putting it through, just so it's on the ground. And I don't think I'll be able to use the rifle in here, so I'll have to take out the pistol as well.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
So I'm putting them through ahead of time and then trying to squeeze through.
So with a little bit of effort and a bit of time, maybe a minute or so, perhaps uncomfortably long if you were in duress, but you're able to get through. It's dark. The only light that you can see is that of your torch. Well, of your flame. And I believe at least one of them's gone out.
Yeah, probably one of them. Probably mine has gone out while I'm trying to squeeze through. But I'll recast it when I'm through. So
Alright.
just wait till that narratively comes up and I'll recast it then.
I'll move up a little, give Mordecai a little bit extra space, and pull out the Ripper auto pistol.
Sure. As you make your way through, Mordecai, again, it takes you about a minute to just squeeze and get your body through and then your legs. You're able to recast your ability. The as you look along, Darius, you don't see any movement coming out of the darkness, but further along, it is just darkness. And now we go into more narrative time. You can crawl for 100 meters or so. You don't seem to come across any turnings. If you wish to carry on crawling, you can, but it's a good 100 meters or 100 squares, whatever this map is set at, before you even approach another turning.
Is there
No other vents along the way? Or
No.
grids? Oh shit, okay.
Oh, no. So as you go along, you would see other grates, but as you shine your lights up, you can only see rubble on top. And around those grates, you can see that there's a lot of dust that's come through. Small stones, small pieces of plasteel concrete. Some of the grates would be pushed inwards, but they appear to have held for a very, very long time, and don't show any signs of giving any minute now. But there doesn't appear to be any way up at the moment.
Right.
You could guess that there's another 50, maybe 100 in front of you, but you are just taking a real estimated guess at, well, the way that the echo is still going on, the way that we're still clanging, it seems that way.
has to be something down there if these are bent, right?
Possibly, yeah.
If something can bend those bars, I don't want it coming up to say hello during, midnight lunch or whatever.
Yeah. Right. We have two options. We carry on and see if we can find this thing, or find a way up into this section, make sure it's clear, and all's hunky-dory. Or we turn back now and come back with the rest of them. What do you think? Well, I'm going to point out here, I don't think some of them are going to be coming down into the... Look down at the kind of sewery part below us, and it's like the muck.
We probably at least go back for the others. I'm starting to get tired from keeping these fires going. We should come back with torches at least.
Oh, give me a second.
They're trying to breach the gate!
We are men of Gondor. Whatever comes through those gates, we will face it.
Reeves' chainsaw.
Wield shock maul. Oh fuck! I can't psycho the Arbites to death.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, but there's got to be a lot of investigation if they get psychoed to death, isn't there?
Don't you just don't make it obvious, Rufor.
Don't make it obvious. How many witnesses? Well, a number.
I mean, all they would see
Is it
a guy
more or less than the capacity of this clip?
Is it more or less than I can set on fire with my mind bullets?
Well, let's see. Roll 1d100. No, you're okay. 100 people see you doing yours. Not very good at this. That'd be kind of cruel. You do, at the very least, Mordecai, when you're down there, you do still feel the draft pushing along as well.
Yeah. There's something down there that's I just don't want to keep going without being able to do anything. Because he's getting
There's
tired.
something down there.
There's something. I just want to know, because, that could be a lot of free food.
You hear coming from the darkness. Squeak.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Sadly, you hear naught but nothing.
We hear naught but nothing.
Yes,
So we hear something.
yes, you do. But you never
It
rolled
was just
perception.
a-
Behind you.
It was just a ripper swarm, don't worry.
Oh no.
So you can move on if you want, to see if you can find the corner, or you can head back and wait for reinforcements.
Let's go back
I want-
and get a torch. This is hurting my head. And I don't want to burn you up.
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, you might be tasty. He
I'm.
says with the joking face.
How about this? I go up and find the corner and hold it there until you come back with actual torches.
I don't.
I mean, this
Like,
is a
yeah.
straight line, isn't it?
Yes,
Pretty much.
but
So
can't
if you
see
don't
much.
if you don't see my lighter at the end of the hallway, get out.
I mean, I can extinguish flames. So can I just extinguish both our flames? With it, I go. Without me, you can't see anything.
So as the lights just go out and you're bathed in darkness, you do see a light coming from about 25 meters down, from the right hand side of the wall.
I'm gonna go
Thank
check
you.
it.
That was, yeah. I'm coming with you. Obviously,
Hand me my shotgun.
I kind of try to hand it to you, but because it's quite dark, I kind of jab you in the back with it.
Do not pull that trigger. For the love of God. Sorry, for the love of the Emperor.
Let me think. Should I? Shouldn't I? No. So you make your way prepared towards the light. As you get there, I imagine, Darius, you try and squeeze your body up as much as possible, taking your pistol in the hand and just kind of coming round the corner, aimed, prepared for anything that may be there. As you tilt round the corner, you can see that a grate has been pushed up and out. It's maybe 10 meters in front of you, and there is a light coming down, illuminating the area around. There is some detritus, like broken plasteel, cement, and small rocks and rubble that are there, but there seems to be an awfully lot of light coming from that grate, even if it's pushed up. As you kind of eke round a corner a bit more and go low down and try and look up towards where the light is coming, you can see that it looks as if part of the actual floor has gone out as well, creating a much larger hole, thus there being more light shining through.
Okay.
By the Emperor.
Right.
Could have done this.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go check it. Can I make an awareness test? Just
Sure.
to...
So we'll say I'll give you a +10, as this is more for hearing at this moment, as you kind of eke a little further, maybe just listen a bit, just to see if you can hear anything.
I think the Emperor actually bought awareness last session.
I know, right? Can I make a
Son
awareness?
of a...
Can I
I'm
make an
field
awareness
pointing that.
test?
Sure, +10.
And can I make a Psyniscience test?
Sure.
Any modifiers on the Psyniscience?
No.
God damn it. Knuffles doesn't like me today.
Yay!
Oh my god.
So,
Just.
unfortunately, Darius, perhaps you've had a thought back from your old days and the moving and the preparedness that you're under, just looking everywhere. You're a bit too aware, missing what could be there and not listening hard enough. Mordecai, you hear something. It doesn't quite... It's definitely movement. You're not sure if it's coming from the hole further up, or if it's coming from further down in the... And you stop for a moment and you just slow your breathing and almost reach out with your senses.
We're
It
not
might...
alone down here.
It might be movement. You close your eyes and try to reach out with your mind. You don't sense any psychers or psychic activity going on. But you definitely heard something.
There's something down here with us. We need to be careful.
So, the grate we got to, is there any way we could... I don't remember if you said it already, or if we can move it?
So as
Get
you
out,
move
get up.
closer towards the grate, shall I let you... Yeah, I don't think this will hurt too much. As you move... Actually, there should be a -10. Yeah, there should be a -10 to that. So as you move further towards the grate, you can see that it's been pushed out. Clearly, the grate is not there. There appears to be some of the steel that makes up the floors that's been pushed out. And as you peer up, you can see that something has grabbed onto the walls and taken part of the wall out. Thus the plasteel concrete that's fallen through.
Okay. I'm gonna need the rifle.
The heavy rifle?
That's just to distract it while you flee. Alright. Shit. Right. Would I be able to attempt and stealthily climb out of here?
Sure. For one, probably need to put out your lighter. Then you
Yeah.
could roll stealth. I'd probably give you a +10 because you are in darkness. And you have still got Mordecai providing light behind you, so you can be careful not to scrape any of the rocks on the air vent.
Alright, I'm putting the lighter away and making sure I can quickly grab at the shot pistol. And I'm going to put the actual pistol away in its holster properly.
Sure.
Okay. So +10?
Yep.
Here goes. Fuck you, Nurgle.
So
8 point.
This is all because you ate the gerbil fried over the dead and rotting
did-
corpse.
I
Darius
didn't eat the gerbil.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Well, that's because you didn't then.
It's just because
Yeah.
Nurgle hits me, because it's 7-7 again. Alright. That time!
Okay, yep, that's a succeed.
Zinj helps me. Nurgle doesn't.
So you slowly move up, Darius. Admittedly, you've taken more of hunched, crouched position, and you're just slowly moving up so that you're able to look up through the hole. And when you want to, you can stand up with your weapon drawn tight to your chest. You're as small a frame as possible. You're careful not to step on any of the rocks or any of the detritus that is laying around. And you make your way to the broken hatch. Great. Do you look up?
Yes. Awareness?
Yep. As you come up into the light, you get a... I'll give you a plus 20, because you can see what is around.
Okay. I gotta keep it because I don't want to use up the last fate point on this if I really need it.
So as you come up, you look around, and the light does dazzle your eyes ever so slightly as you come up, and you can see that there appear to be working lumen lights in here. There aren't too many still functioning, but there is one right above you, and there are a couple dotted around. But you don't see anything as you check the light areas. So you did quite well on your sneak. You did quite well. So this should go well for you.
This is where they roll a 1. Whatever it is. Okay. Never mind. Target
Wait.
-3.
It took a minus 50 because you've got 5 degrees of success. Or you've got 5 degrees of success on your sneak. So it's like looking around like you don't see it, and it doesn't see you, but you're not sure where it is or if it's even there. You don't hear the movement that Mordecai heard. You can, by all means, take 5 minutes to just peer into the darkness and roll another perception test, but you will also lose some of your stealth.
I mean, you rolled really well for your stealth, so do it.
Yeah, but I had to reroll to actually get that. That's the thing.
Yeah. But you lose a
How
bit
much
of your-
stealth would I lose for standing around for an extra 5 minutes? So, right.
I'd probably say that it would be a minus 10 for you for losing the stealth. There may be something else that comes up, but you wouldn't know that. It would be a minus 10 just for looking round and taking 5.
Alright, yeah. Take away one of the degrees and I'll pop another awareness. Flat this time?
No, you can have, because you are taking 5, you can have... you're taking 5, so I'll say a plus 20.
Okay. Getting closer, but...
Okay. So, as you peer around and look into the darker areas and try to listen as well, You hear
Sure is.
something, Darius. Out of your line of sight completely, you hear a movement, as if something may have turned around.
Turn very slowly. See if I can.
Mordecai, can you give me a awareness check? You're listening rather than seeing. There will be a minus. You'd almost do 2. Let's say a minus 20. And I'll judge if you get degrees on what you heard.
Jesus, Mordecai.
Fucking hell! Nothing has graced my sacrifice.
Mordecai, roll me a 1d10.
Oh no.
And you want 6s and up.
That's a 6 and up.
Mordecai,
Holy
you
crap.
hear a very odd sound, almost a sound of an air fan picking up in the distance, just this. And then you hear the sound of something's move, the plodding of feet, turning perhaps, or you're not quite sure if it was down here with you or up there with. You definitely heard something.
I'm gonna get out my shotgun and be ready. But I can't really say anything because it will ruin any stealth we have. It's like, be brave, Mordecai. Be brave.
So, Darius, as you peer into the darkness, looking around, trying to make sense of what's going on, would you spend another 5 minutes looking around, or would you attempt a really quick, so there'd be no bonus to your perception, to just have another quick glance before taking another action?
I think I need to make a quick glance this time.
Sure. So this is basically a standard action. So if you do it as a plain roll.
God damn it.
Okay then. So we will bring you over to the map.
I was about to... This is where I wish Synesians worked against things that aren't just psychic.
Oh.
So large chunks of this map are blackened out. I will essentially. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Turn on fog of war.
Ah. That's all.
And then reveal. For some reason, Roll20 still doesn't let you just black out areas on the map at will. You have to turn fog on first.
Yeah.
You can kind of do that by drawing shapes, but that's awkward and clunky.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. Could be a bit more intuitive.
When you make a new map, there's actually an option on the, when you go to the settings and change the size. If you scroll on the bottom, you should be able to turn fog of war on automatically.
Oh yeah, I think I have seen that option. So Darius, if you'd like to place yourself on the grate that's open, I couldn't find one that was completely gone, so that's where you would be.
Help! I'm alone. Okay, so the effective range of this pistol, by the way, is 10 meters. Can't even shoot to the doorway. I can. Just can't shoot there for some reason. Although I'm scared.
I would hold you, but I'm scared too. But we got Just shout if you need help.
You know, I'm afraid that I'm gonna arrive. I'll find only Ezio in the bathroom. And you guys
They
will
wandered
the
off
sewers
somewhere.
and died somewhere.
So, Darius, as you're looking around, peering into the darkness, looking up, looking down, you hear the sounds of something moving quickly. Moving in the darkness, you can only just make out from the sounds that something has charged forwards. Please, will you roll me initiative? Mordecai, technically you are in this area, so you can roll initiative. If you want to put your token down on the map, you're just not in the area.
Yeah, I've just put it underneath the grate because if I'm gonna come up, I'll be there anyway. So.
I despise that for the GM it does not add their bonus, so I'm just going to add his bonus on quickly.
Yeah. Wow.
What is it?
Yeah. Oh,
That
wait.
looks like a plague bearer.
What?
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 What? Where are you seeing plague? Oh no.
Can't
Oh,
see
no.
the little image.
Should have waited for
that.
backup.
Magnify.
Enhance, enhance.
It's not working.
Why does it just get blurrier? It's not CSI.
So, Darius,
Ooh, this does not look good. I opened it
Clean
was a
it
new
up. I
image.
can't see anything for the pixels.
It's a ghoul looking dude. Just right click on it and click to
Ah!
expand it.
Actual go for D&D.
it runs up to you, Darius. You see a creature that is humanoid in shape. It has long, gangly arms, long, gangly legs, pale white, almost translucent skin. Its eyes are just dark, white, creamy. You can, as it runs towards you, it opens its mouth, fangs baring. You need to do a willpower test, my friend. This thing has fear 1, so that is a willpower test.
That's flat willpower.
Yes, flat willpower.
Scream and I can come up to help you. Because I'm good against fear things.
Oh, I'm using that fate.
I think if he fails, he's
Ah!
Fuck you! Christ!
Mordecai,
That's what, 6 degrees of failure.
you can hear the sounds of some creature charging. It wasn't stealthed, sprinted. Where it sprinted over from where it was once it got Darius's scent. The airflow is still wafting through the tunnel where you've popped up, Darius. Do you have jaded? Just to double check.
Don't think I have jaded, no.
Scream and I have jaded.
No, I don't.
I
You
can help.
did. So you would hear the sounds of something's feet plodding across the ground with speed. It then ran across a grate, so you could hear this, or well, it sprinted across metal, so you could hear the clanging of metal.
Okay.
I mean, at least it's only fear.
Well, you kind of need to roll on the fear table, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do get pluses for degrees of failure.
I know, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. But at least fear isn't as bad as terror, so you're fine.
You say that, but if this rolls high enough, I could just have a heart attack.
Oh
right now.
no, that'll be you rolling for your fear. And you wouldn't. The only way you could get a heart attack is if you rolled, if you had like a plus 80 or plus 70 and rolled a natural 100. It's high up there, dying of a heart attack. Although you have got plus 60, I believe. I am just double checking now.
I will get Dice Roller plus 60. Rolling.
Rolling. Ooh, that's not good.
So first things first,
Oh, nothing.
you gain 1 insanity.
Yeah.
It's not the shock table, is it? Oh yeah. Failure after the first degree for a fear test. Yeah, so it's the shock table.
Sanity 1.
Oh, you lucky
Wait.
bastard!
Whenever
So
a
What?
character fails a fear test by 3 or more degrees of failure, he also gains 1d5 insanity points.
Oh, 1d5.
oh, was it 1d5? I thought it was determined by the creature's fear rating.
That's just if you fail it by fail the fear test itself by 3 or more degrees of failure, you get 1d5. And then
So an additional 1d5, basically.
yeah.
Pretty much. Yep, pretty much. Sadly.
Oh,
Oh, days. Well,
Fuck, you just
really-
passed the fuck out.
really hits me.
yeah.
Jesus.
So you got 120. So totally overcome by the character's screaming, vomiting, oh my days! It screams, vomits uncontrollably for 1d5 rounds. During this time, he can do nothing and drops everything he is holding. Afterwards, until the end of the encounter, the character can only take half actions each turn. However,
Oh my god.
you are stood, so only your torso is showing. So, if you drop to the ground throwing up, you are back under in the grate. Mordecai, you see Darius
Oh my
scream,
God.
fall backwards. Give me a toughness test to see if you throw up. You are a guardsman. You've seen some shit. Give it to me flat.
Alright.
Yes, 120 is the unconscious one. It's the one above it.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. I didn't see the one
420
there.
lays it.
I didn't see the one there.
Yeah, that's alright.
Oh yeah, fainting dead. So you fainted. So you're still out of harm's way for the creature's turn. You are unconscious for 1d5 rounds. So if you want to roll a 1d5, you'll be shaken until the.
Thanks,
Oh,
Knuckles, you fucking slut.
I'm gonna have
Wow.
to burn this thing alive, aren't I?
Wow.
Okay, so
May as well burn
Wait,
me.
I've
You're
got a shot
shaken.
more, we're fine.
you are shaken, and all your tests have a -10 when you awaken in 5 rounds time. So, Mordecai, you see Darius just fall to the floor, laying upright, looking up. Just
So he's
fear
fallen
on
back
his face.
Is he falling back under like where I am, or?
Yes.
I just instantly brandish the shock maul and kind of look up, ready to hit anything that follows through, and kind of stand over him.
Since I'm unconscious, I'm going to go take a piss.
Okay, so if we say
dude, you didn't have to
half
piss as well.
action, you just see a puddle come out from Darius's shorts. You stand next over Darius. You'll have a half action to basically attack at the thing if it tries to come down.
Yeah, and I'll just shout it at it. Come and get me, you bastard!
So as
Whatever you
you come over to Darius, you point your shock maul up. You see this creature just. Oh, I also forgot to mention its nose is upturned and its nostrils are elongated. You just see it sniff the air and look down. So half action, it goes prone because it.
ugly
It
son
can't
of a bitch.
reach. If you're underneath there, it can't reach. It has to crouch down. So half action crouch, half action take a swing. Mordecai, you may take a swing first as it tries to basically slash at you.
So no aim, I'm guessing. Standard. No modifier. How many fate have I got? Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my fate to reroll that. Aim standard. God damn it!
So
Be rolling 60s and 80s all day, except for the times I roll like a 5.
as you see this creature reach back, Mordecai, thinking that it's going to slash with its hands, you see a weapon in its clawed and gnarled hand. It gets... Well, let me just think, because it's crouching down, so technically it's in the position of height. In melee, if you're above your opponent, you get a +10. If you're like on a table or something, it's basically done that. But it is slashing down into a hole, not into an area. So I'm just going to do it flat.
I was gonna say, it's like reaching down into a grate to pick something up. It's not gonna go well.
So, Mordecai,
Can I roll?
you do have a parry.
I do have a parry.
You cannot dodge in this environment.
Yeah, I'm trying to protect. I wouldn't have tried to dodge anyway. I would have tried to parry, because I'm trying to protect Darius. So let's parry this, you fucking casual.
As it swipes down with this cleaver, you just smash it away. Darius?
Well, though, that's what the ghoul was supposed to say. That's what you get for stealing his lines.
One turn down for you. If you have a fate point, you can over... Oh, you don't. Never mind.
No, I just used it. I just used it there again.
Yeah. One turn down. Mordecai, it's your turn.
Let me have a look. Cause I might just try and explode it. Cause I could try and explode it. You are a +10. Half action. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Can I do a psychic power and then do a half aim for next turn, or would that not work?
Yes, that would work as far as I'm aware, because it's not... You're not actually taking the attack action with the aim. So you can't do two attack actions in one turn. So yeah, you could do that.
That's why I was checking. So I'm going to try and set this guy ablaze. The 10.
And you're only up against one opponent, so...
Yeah. So it hits body. Because I'm pretty sure spontaneous combustion is always the body, and I think.
I believe so.
He also needs to make a agility. Well, he gets a dodge anyway, I think. But he's also got to make an agility test because of flame.
So as you reach out with your mind, Mordecai, it feels the heat on its skin, and it goes back, instinctively feeling pain. Do I go for... No, we'll just do a normal dodge. So it just moves out of the way as the power admits, unfortunately not catching it. How... Would it need to...
I don't think...
It's a mutant. I'm going to put that out there. It's a mutant, so it's still humanoid. So I'm going to give it a willpower test. I'm giving it a +10. So it succeeds. It screeches out a noise that just echoes in this chamber. You can't see all of it, but it appears to be a large empty chamber where its scream just echoes. So we're back onto the creature's turn as you take a half aim.
Yep.
So it... Oh, actually, sorry. There should be a -10 to the agility. Is it? No, it's -20, isn't it, to dodge if you're prone? I believe it's
I think either way, it
-20.
still succeeds.
20.
It
still-
still succeeds.
It still just about succeeds. But I do need to remember that it is prone. So it is going to take an aimed swing this time with its cleaver. Standard attack. Mordecai, would you like to parry?
I would like to attempt to parry. Any modifiers? No.
No. Not for parries, I'm
No,
afraid.
I don't know why it rolled twice. Oh no, it didn't. It just did on my screen.
So sadly, you do not parry as it hits you. Now, it is hitting you with a rusty cleaver, so please remember your... Oh no, it's hit you in the head, motherfucker.
Oh dear, that's the only place I don't have armor. It's gonna hurt.
Oh, the pen...
Ratchet.
The pen
Okay.
one, it doesn't have. I don't know why it has that on there.
I mean, pen doesn't matter because I don't have armor. I don't think. Or does pen?
Darius, don't you have armor?
I do.
I mean, I have armor over all of my body, just not on my head. But I do have.
I have
3
armor
soak.
on my head.
Do have 3 soak because of toughness, so that brings that down to 5. I don't know why I'm still on an 11. I don't know why I'm still on 11 because I should have healed that ages ago. I just never changed it. 5 to 7. Yep. Ah, fuck. It's just gonna call out for help.
Was that me, you?
I don't know.
No. It was me. I pressed combat music and it was like, oh, why is nothing playing? Maybe I'd opened it and I clicked on the things underneath it. And no, that's not combat music. That's more like we've lost someone. Man down. We'll try this one.
Too many more of those, and I'm a bit buggered.
There you go.
So, Darius, knock another one off.
I'm down to 3. Boy.
Mordecai, you're up.
I'm gonna make. So I've got the half aim. I'm gonna make an all-out attack.
I don't think...
Does aim not stack with that? I don't think.
No, all out attacks are full action.
Yeah. Well, no, because he
Yeah.
saved it from his
I've
last
already got the aim
turn.
from the last one.
Oh. Really? Think?
I mean,
Then-
either it's gonna be a all-out attack, or I'm gonna do the other half aim to take it to full and standard. But it's up to GM.
I would probably let you do it, but here's the thing. You lose your reaction. So if it hits you again, there's no...
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
So it's in. I'll leave it up to you if you want to do the full attack. The full attack with the half aim.
You know what? No, I'm just gonna full aim and then so do another half aim and then whack it standardly.
Whack.
Whack. Modifiers. Son of a bitch!
So it is the creature's turn, as it lets
Damn it.
out a
Just
terrible noise.
God damn it, I timed that gift wrong.
I'm gonna die to this thing, aren't I?
You have your reaction.
Yeah, but it's not a good reaction.
But at least you have one.
No.
I genuinely didn't think you two would come down here on your own.
I just scream. In my turn, I'm just gonna be screaming and trying to drag Darius away now. After this hit,
Down
He's
to
roll high.
our
Okay,
stupidity.
that's fine.
Okay, so let me see. So you did scream.
Where
No,
did that go?
who-
69, 96.
It screamed.
Lag.
It screamed.
I
Okay.
screamed. We all screamed for ice cream.
Someone screamed.
So I'm going to give you a couple of attempts to be saved. There was a scream. I'm going to. She does have a. Nope, I'm going to have to put.
Many hours.
If
of
we
life?
die, we
I-
die.
Sarah's
hours in the past
Victoria
was for me?
does not hear. Does her Servo Skull Guardian? That was outside.
How many hours is this in the past for Liliana?
This is what
They
you eat.
probably spent like 2 hours doing this, moving along carefully. Like they had their little discussion. So it's like 10 o'clock. So you're like an hour away from waking up. Fortunately, though, the Guardian Skull heard the scream. Ceres has been informed. Guardian Skull will move. It has.
It's a long way away, though.
It's not going to get here anytime soon. There's a good 125 meters from that grate alone.
Have you
I
seen
know.
afterburners on these skulls?
It
Are they
is
double
also
thick?
it is also flying 6.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's
Oh,
it's got
yeah.
some movement to it.
I believe flying gets added onto the agility.
Yeah.
I think that's off the top of my head. It is. So it can do some movement. It can do some movement. So 6 times, yeah, it can do some movement. So we've had 3 rounds go by. The creature was the last one to attack, I believe, because it did 6. So Darius, knock another one off your stun.
Why did
2
you have to roll
more.
Goddamn 5 for that. Christ.
I don't know. Why'd I have to roll a goddamn
2 5s,
5?
2 5s in a row.
Fucking insanity.
Mordecai,
I'm gonna get haunted by 5 now too.
you're up.
I'm gonna. What would it be to just drag him down away from the grate?
So he is under, he's under you at the moment. The problem is you're engaged. So you could
Oh, yeah.
technically, what's your strength bonus?
Not high. 2.
Oh dear. Okay, you need to
Yeah,
do a strength
I
test
don't even think you
then.
can drag me.
You would need to do a strength test, and you'd need or an athletics. It'd be one of the strength ones, which I think is athletics.
Yeah, athletics is strength. Darius,
So
why are you rolling that again?
it's up to you. If you want, you can do a half action strength test to will up the strength to be able to move him a half move away. The creature will attack you because you're not disengaging.
Right, if I'm gonna do that, I'm going to. Is it a strength half strength test and then half move? Or
No, the strength test would be half of your action. So you'd only be able to
Okay.
do a half move, but you'd both move.
okay, yeah. So I'm gonna cast first, and then attempt that. I think. So I'm gonna try and set this mofo on fire. Please.
So it gets a agility test, no, a dodge test with a minus 20.
God damn it!
It succeeds.
Oh, I'm gonna try a fucking strength test to pull us out of here. Actually, no, it's. I'm just trying to remember all the moves you can do in combat. I can't remember if there's a go on the defensive thing.
Was it helpless or is it conscious?
You're unconscious,
Which means you're helpless.
which means you're
Okay, yeah.
helpless. No, fuck it. Mordecai's getting the shit beaten out of him. So, but he knows he's probably not going to be able to lug Darius because Darius is a big man. So he's going to stand his ground and just kind of just shout again and try and like activate his microbead to the network that thingy lady is that our two admech are on, and just shout, "We need help now." Down it for his other half action.
Okay, so as you activate your microbead and shout out that you need assistance, a robotic voice comes through. Hold on for just a few more moments. Assistance will arrive soon. As it has been 3 turns, the Guardian Skulls would have rolled on the first turn. They move at 100 meters per turn if flying is what I believe it is.
Let me have a look. Where is flying?
And she has 3 of them, so 3 Guardian Skulls appear, not all at the same time, but one of them does appear with a half move left. One of them appears with basically doing a full move. No, it would be a sprint. Yeah, so they would have sprinted for 2 turns.
Liar. A creature of this.
It replaces his agility bonus. So it's 6 rather than whatever its agi is.
Okay, not as good as what I was thinking it was.
That's terrifying.
So
It's
then, yeah, there. You need to hold on for another turn.
I could do that. I've got a fate
Another
left.
turn.
He says, laughing nervously.
How long until Darius gets up?
2 turns.
You know, if you survive 2 turns, you guys can just bucket it.
I mean, Mordecai's
I'm
engaged.
quick drawing my rifle and killing that thing.
But he also doesn't want to let his... Like, if he knows full well, if he runs, you're dead. But if he takes too much more damage, he's dead, so...
So these guys can sprint. Essentially, they would still have the... Would you still have the sprint ability? Actually, I don't think you would. You'd need legs.
I think you do still have sprint. You can still...
No,
sprint's
sprint's a skill. Not, yeah, they have run, but not sprint. So they would be here on the next turn. So assistance is coming.
Okay.
So the creature just dodged, so it's the creature's turn. It is going to take another attack because at the moment it doesn't have a reason.
To not.
Oh, hang on a minute. You did try heating it up again, so.
Has it got enough
It's
brains
not
to react?
as surprised, but it is taken aback. After feeling the pain, the burning sensation in its chest for the second time, and not hearing any sounds of, only feeling, and when you use a psychic power, there is a feeling in the air, a crackle, a sense of static. It loses half of its action.
Oh, thank God! Can't aim.
Huzzah! I missed. Okay,
Oh, thank fuck!
so as you're there, Mordecai, with your shock baton trying to bap it away, you see it take aback after your last psychic attack, and you saw the crackles run over its translucent skin. And as it cleaves out at you again, you can see that it's stepped back almost, missing you entirely. Darius, you only have one more turn. Mordecai, you are up as you hear the sounds of guardian skulls or hover. Well, you've heard them before. Servo skulls.
I mean, Yenny has one, so I just kind of scream at Darius, really be great time for you to wake the fuck up now. And you said I noticed it kind of recoiling when I tried to hit it.
Yes.
So probably put 2 and 2 together and be like, it doesn't like fire. And I'm going to full on spontaneous combust his ass.
Sure.
Or at least attempt to, again. Modify 10. E. Does it want to roll to dodge?
Okay, so it attempts to dodge. Again, it is still prone, so it takes a -20.
Yay!
It does not dodge. So it... Oh, hang on, I may have just rolled agility then, not... No, yeah, I was meant to roll... Hang on a minute, let me just check what its agility is.
Dodge target would have been 40. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, I hit agility, not dodge. I just want to make sure. So it should have been 60, I believe.
I kind of have to go now.
Yes, 6.
Yep.
No.
So sadly, it did dodge. It would have been the
-20.
Yeah, because it's
16.
if I roll this again with a -20.
Yeah, it should be target 40.
Oh yes. So it did fail by 5 actually. Yeah, it failed by 5. So yes, you do ignite it. So it takes 1d10, I believe, and then gets an agility test to try and put itself out.
It takes 1d10 plus 4 because it's 1d10 plus 2 plus 2 times the psi rating I cast at, and I cast at 1.
Sure.
So it takes 14 damage.
Ooh, very, very nice. Can you roll me a 1d5?
Righteous Fury.
Yep. Can you roll me a 1d5, please?
Advanced dice roller. No, it's not an advanced dice roller. I have to go over here.
Just type /R.
Yeah.
1d5.
I just did. There we go.
I believe it drops the weapon from out of its hand. However, it is on fire. It gets to...
Makes an agility test now.
I think it needs to do willpower to be able to do anything, even.
I thought as it sets on fire, it gets to pat itself out, and then if it fails, it goes up. So it does manage to put itself out. It does take the damage. But Mordecai, as you look at its burning chest, and there is a gaping hole inside of its chest from where your fire burned, you see the skin regrow and stitch back together.
Can I roll Forbidden Knowledge Warp?
This is a
You
vampire.
can, but
That feels very warpy.
you can by all means, but
Like to Mordecai, he's instantly racking his brain of like, is there any fucking warp shit that could do that?
Ooh.
there is a lot of warp shit that can do that. But you would also know at the same time that it's not just warp phenomena that allows regeneration. So it's going to take a willpower test with a -20. I believe it
Son of a
fails.
bitch.
No, it
Oh,
succeeds.
It just succeeds.
So it's just been set on fire, so it's kind of angry. It's dropped its weapon, so it's going to attack at you with its... No, it's going to reach down and try and grab you. No, it's not. It's going to reach in and try and bite you. Oh no, that might kill you. No,
Do it. I mean, I'm a character, so I get the negative. Like,
So let me see. So it's you are down under it. So it's going to have to use a half action to lean down to where you are. I mean, that's just what it's going to have to do, and it's going to have to try and gnash at you. I think that's got to be a -20. I think that has
got to have some negatives, just because that's awkward positioning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So we're gonna go more because it's got to reach. So it's getting a -30 overall. It fails. It would have failed anyway, but so its turn passes as it gnashes out at you, Mordecai. Its fanged teeth ripping and drooling and trying to rip the flesh from your skin. As a guardian skull flies up from behind you, no, why do you do that? From within the darkness, rather. And it's going to shoot. Yes, it's going to shoot this one. So red dot sight works when you don't aim.
Yeah, it works if you don't aim, but it only works on a single fire.
Excellent. So it's going to do... Well, it's not point blank. It's short range. Standard. And what was it, a +10?
Using, first edition weapon mods, right?
That's a good question. First or second edition?
It'd probably be first edition, because we're using all of the gear out of it.
I believe it's just a +10 to ballistic skill when fired on single shot. I don't think it actually affects if there is a
It doesn't change.
aim or not.
The second
That's the
edition.
same. The second.
I mean, I think in second it also gives you +10 to intimidation when you have it on, but
+10 to ballistic skill when fired on single shot, according to.
Do servo skulls have fate points?
Probably. No.
if they had, they wouldn't be servo skull, did they?
No, they probably wouldn't. You're quite right there. So it misses. It's a las weapon. Is it only 100? No, it jams.
Jams on a 98. Fuck's sake, stupid
I mean,
servo skull.
if it's a Leif, aren't Leif better quality?
It doesn't
If it's
say
reliable, it only jams on 100.
Yeah, it doesn't say reliable on it. If anyone has the Leif World, I think I have it open.
Well, I'm gonna have to go, so I'll
Yep.
catch you later.
See you later, Jazina.
Yes.
See you, dude.
Yeah.
No.
See it.
I'm
Is
going.
that a second edition thing?
No, it's first edition. For now, I'm going to say that it doesn't, and the weapon jams. But weapons of the Leif. 59. So we go over to Darius. Darius, you're awake.
Hey, sweet. Alright.
Sadly, it's then past your turn. However,
Yeah.
Another servo skull comes up, and it takes a half shot as well. Are you within? No, you're not. So there's no aim with it, but it does get short range and standard, and it gets a +10. And it hits. Now the creature has already done a dodge and a agility test, so it definitely doesn't get a chance to. Is that it?
Has it?
Is that all you?
No,
Yeah.
No, it does get a dodge because it's.
Oh yeah, no, it's
its turn. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good point. So it would have had its dodge. Well, it's just leaned in to bite you. So it's got to... Oh, actually, bloody hell, I haven't been giving them the plus for... Oh, no, it's negative for shooting at prone.
Yeah, it's
It
-10 for
is.
shooting at prone.
But that
if
one
you're
still
standing right
hits.
beside them, you get a bonus.
Yeah.
That one still hits, so that's not a problem. So I'm going to say it's got to have a minus 30 to its dodge because it's leaned into a hole. So it fails. The Guardian Skull does get off its 9 damage. It doesn't actually matter where I hit it at the moment. Mordecai, you're up.
I'm going to, seeing that I just blasted a hole in its chest and bugger all happened. Gonna try and smack it in the head.
Sure. I'll give you an additional plus 10 because it has leant down into you, and then it's kind of jerked away, failed, so it's hit the side. So it's...
It hit the back of its head as it was trying to pull it back up, and it's kind of drooped back down. So half aim, standard attack, plus 10. Hits.
It cannot parry. So please roll me damage, sir.
You can't parry this, the fucking casual.
Parry this casual.
Fucking
Another Righteous Fury. So, as you strike at it,
and shocking.
you can see the burn marks on its chest that still haven't quite healed up. As the servo skull shoots it, a massive hole opens up. You can see blood pouring out of it, and it looks weaker as it smashes its head on the side, lulling down, and you just bring your shock maul up and straight to the face. Your blow strikes it in the skull, and its skull caves in as it goes limp and falls down. Let's just roll toughness to see, because it was leaning down, so if it fails, it falls down on top of both of you.
I mean, it also... is it dead?
It is very much dead.
Okay, good. I was going to say, if it's still alive, it can still be shocked, so we're good.
No, as you pull back, feeling the skull cave in and the shocking quality of your weapon firing out through its brain, you can just see bits of brain goop dribbling out onto its face as it falls on top of both of you, covering you in its stench and goop and gore. It stinks. It's on top of you. It's kind of clammy, and as you try and push it away, its skin is kind of gelatinous and is a very unsatisfactory thing to have anywhere near you.
Darius, please say you're awake so you can help me get this thing off me.
It's a lovely sight to wake up to. As I
Don't
push it off.
you even dare. And then I'm just going to kind of, as it gets pushed off us, I'm just then going to slump to the side and just go, that hurt. There's just kind of blood dripping down like my forehead where it hit me with the cleaver. Just...
Darius kind of does the same, sitting there looking at his hands, like doing the 1,000-yard stare.
What did it do to you that took you out so quick? I didn't know if you were dead or anything.
Assistance has been given. Enemy has been neutralized. Scanning area.
I just say to the service guy, "Could you get someone heal, please? Ow."
One of the servo skulls begins to scan both of you. You are intact. Please make your way to the closest Medicaid. They will assist you there. As it takes off and begins scanning the room.
I don't have a medkit or anything like that, but I actually do have Medicaid. I couldn't try and help you, but I need something.
I'm pretty sure you're still fucked up. I'm not so sure it's a good idea to do that.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle
technically-
of sewers with a dead.
So
Yeah.
technically,
Okay.
you're not in negatives. So you're actually quite capable of walking your own asses out of here. You are cut up and
Oh, yeah.
bruised and beaten, and parts of you hurt that perhaps have never hurt before, Mordecai. But you are able. You're walking wounded.
Right. I'm gonna hand Mordecai the shotgun pistol, just as a spare, and I want to tell you just to get back to the base and go find Jenny. I'm gonna go
Jenny-
make sure these servo skulls aren't stealing anything good here.
Jenny
I'll
won't.
make sure it's actually clear.
Jenny won't be back for a few hours, and I'm useless with a gun. I'll come with you, because if you go down again, whatever it did to you, I'm not having your death on my conscience. I got a bit more left in me. But just know that if we run into another one, so long as you don't faint, pass out, get knocked out, whatever you want to tell the others, I'm the first out the door. Let's go see what is up there.
Okay. And I will clamber up, and when I get up, take my rifle out.
Okay. As you clamber up and take a bit longer to look around, peering into the darkness, you can see the lights of the servo skulls illuminating parts as they begin to scan certain areas. You peer into the darkness and you look where the servo skulls are scanning, giving off a small amount of light. It appears to be a very large, empty area. You're not quite sure what it was. It seems fairly intact, but there is an awful smell that comes out of this place.
Stinks worse than that thing did. Didn't think that was possible.
There's definitely something here.
Should we? do you
Perception
think there's
tests. Or
I
awareness
think there's
tests,
another
rather.
one? Awareness.
Quite possibly. Flat.
I'll give you a +10 because you're watching the servo skulls moving around.
Now I get good rolls. Fuck you.
I was gonna say, I think a fail is very apt for Mordecai right now after taking the hit to the head.
Darius, as you look where the servo skulls are going, you don't see anything, and as you kind of shut your eyes, all you can really hear is the of 3 servo skulls moving around in different areas, the noises being different from each side. But they seem to be at the end of the room, and you can see that 2 of them are congregating and spending more time scanning what appears to be a large door. The light given off by it does appear to be... It almost looks like a landing bay door.
Have a ship here.
But sadly, you don't see any large objects that would denote anything of monetary value, sadly. But it does appear as if the servo skulls are interested, as the other one flies out of the other room and comes over and begins scanning the door as well.
I'm just gonna go over to the server skulls and kind of try and see what they're looking at, but obviously not really seeing anything particularly useful. Just kind of.
I imagine you've all seen landing bay doors
Hello.
for Hey Albie or
Hi, Albie.
Ezio, you can see these big sort of shuttle bay doors. There'd be ones. This is a small area for a shuttle bay for orbital craft. Maybe you could fit one in here, but you definitely think that these doors were meant for something to fly out. It's just sadly you don't see anything in here that would fly out. Perhaps long gone, perhaps stolen away. But the servo skulls do illuminate enough for you to tell that some power does still remain in this section. The lights are one giveaway, but Darius, near where you are, you can see that there is a small control panel. There's a red and green blinking light.
Press the light, thinking it's a button.
You just hear a nah come from the control panel.
Is there anything else on the control panel? Like,
Does appear to be a slit in the control panel. It almost looks like something should go in that, and perhaps it fills it, or maybe you slide something down. It seems quite old. Yeah, maybe it's a cruder version of a data spike or a access card or something along those lines, perhaps.
huh.
You both get a message on your Vox beads.
I don't have one.
So Mordecai gets a message on his Vox bead. Are you two still alive? I am
Yeah.
getting... you are still functioning then. Excellent. I only had life signs from my servo skulls. They are not equipped to detect serious damage. I was not sure if you were unable to move.
I'm still in the land of the living, unfortunately. Just hurt.
Well, I hope my servo skulls lent some assistance to your endeavour.
They did, thank you. What is this place? What are they scanning for? What are they seeing?
A few seconds go by. The data seems to show that this is some sort of emergency hangar or shuttle bay, perhaps privately owned once long ago. It is far too small to be a main unloading bay. There still seems to be some power running through these hallowed circuits, and it is possible to access the terminals, but I would need to examine it in person.
We can do that for you once Jenny's back. I need to have her take a look at me and whatever that thing was.
I registered the life sign being extinguished, but I am unable to get sufficient data on it.
We'll bring back the body when we come back for Jenny to have a look at. Can you lock down the doors for this place so nothing else can get in? At least not through the doors?
My servo skulls only detect one other access route. There appears to be another hole in the ventilation grates on the north side.
We'll see if we can fix that, put something over it before we leave. Thanks for the assistance. I'm sorry for my comments last time I was around you. It's insensitive. You really helped us here.
The Inquisition has asked me to assist those who are ignorant of our ways. Think nothing of it. There's definitely a little inflection on her tone. You almost get the sense that there's a little bit of pleasure there, but it's very well masked.
Like, internally, Mordecai knows they did bugger all because they missed. I mean, they hit once, but they missed, and he blew a hole in its chest and caved its skull in. So, like, he didn't really do much. So, but he's just trying to play nice-ish because he doesn't fully trust them, and you know, he just doesn't fully trust almost anyone.
Fair enough.
He's a member of the Inquisition. You shouldn't trust anyone.
So, to expedite this section, Darius, you do find another grate that has been broken through in the other end of the complex. Over here.
That's a big one.
It's
That's
just
the
fine.
same size.
It seems to lead out of this location, but you're not quite sure where. One of the servo skulls does immediately, upon getting a message, go and down into the hole and begin scanning around. We'll say that you two assist each other in getting the body back, so that Jenny can examine it. And it's at this time, Liliana, that you arrive back at the base, as Ezio informs you that, one, don't trust what Mordecai... If Mordecai ever offers you food, don't trust it. And two, that they went off exploring. Shortly after this, you'll hear them appear with a body. And we will end our episode off there. So next time, our Chirurgeon can examine this weird creature and try and figure out what the hell it is.
Probably would have picked up its axe as well.
What does it look like?
Mutant.
Yeah, mutant. Yeah, I would have also picked up its like cleaver thing.
Sure.
Because if it's got infectious shit on it, I want her to have a look at it so I can get antibiotics or some.
It seems like a rusty, cleaver-like piece of metal.
Yeah, that's exactly why Mordecai wants to make sure it isn't.
I
got...
mean, just get a tetanus shot, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So in the next episode, our team will find out what the hell this creature is. They might find out a bit more about this area. They will definitely find out that they have a job down below and up above. So we'll see how the team takes to all this news in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the next one. And that does include our Warhammer Fantasy game that will be on this Thursday. So hopefully you can all make it then, or if not, you can catch up on my YouTube channel. Just look for Dyslexic Gamer and the same bloody avatar. That's how I do things. So, take care everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Praise Nuffle.
See ya.
Better praise Nuffle. God damn.